Good morning. Um, my name's Jeremy. I used to go by Jay. I live in Virginia, in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley. I'm married to Jessica Martin Keiske. We have 3 kids. They're great. I am probably the person least affected by the pandemic than anybody else that you know. I was already teaching and going to school online, so like almost nothing about my routine has changed except for I wear a mask when I go to Walmart now. Let's see. I'm working on a doctorate of business administration from City University of Seattle. My emphasis is in marketing. I intend on teaching marketing at Blue Ridge. So I need a few more credit hours, and right now my big, conundrum is: do I just get a second master's or just stop at the whenever I've met the requirement? We'll see. We'll see. Honestly, it's really how fun are these classes, and how much of a drain is it? I'm about a year and a half out from dissertation time, so that means I'm about a year and a half in from whenever I started classes. Let's see. A huge University of Alabama fan. I grew up in a place called Chatham, Alabama. Well, about an hour-ish, hour and a half-ish north of Mobile. Yeah, ever since I was a kid, sitting on the front seat of the truck, listening to Eli Gold do his commentary, in between my papa and my dad. I've been a fan, and I mean, like, not just of football. Like, I am a true sports fan. Like, every sport you can imagine. If you can be competitive and do it, I'll watch it. I'm a huge Dallas Stars hockey fan. Minnesota Whitecaps for the Women's National Hockey League. Let's see. James Madison University female basketball. Me and my oldest buy each other season tickets every year as our Christmas present to each other. So, love sports. Just huge, diehard, and nerd. I'm a huge nerd too. Like, all things science fiction, fantasy, Star Wars, Star Trek, you name it. Game lit, audiobooks, all on it. Dungeons and Dragons, that's me, right? As far as our class assignments go, right? For Myers-Briggs, I was ENTJ, which is apparently the CEO. I had no idea. Whenever I was in the Coast Guard, I was INTJ. So I guess I'm more extroverted now than I used to be. It's funny with Myers-Briggs because whenever I was in the Coast Guard, we used Myers-Briggs like it was religion, right? You did the Myers-Briggs a couple days before you get out of boot camp, and then you had your results. And whenever you showed up to your first unit, you gave your stuff there, and your boss would better know how to like deal with you, like know how to relate to you. And like, if you're an introvert, then he's probably not going to ask you to get up and give a presentation, right? And so on. Whenever I made petty officer, one of the school I had to go to, one of the things that we did was we redid the Myers-Briggs, and now they actually taught us, this is how you would relate to different people. Another thing that I mentioned in my blog post that I seriously wish that I would have proofread before I posted was that I wrote a paper in undergrad a long time ago about Myers-Briggs, and essentially I just assigned, ENTJ, whatever, to different characters from a movie called Office Space, and that was a lot of fun. So yeah, Myers-Briggs, good stuff. On the creativity, I see that I am very creative and moderately curious, which I get because I am pretty good at coming up with answers, but in my head I'm more curious. I feel like I'm more curious. Like, I'm more interested in like going and seeing something. Like I really love like travel abroad and traveling and seeing new things. To me, I always feel like I'm more curious than I am creative. But there really has never been a workaround that I couldn't find. Like if the situation would have been different, I would have probably gone into contract law. And on the other one, I came up with 40, 40, 31, and 37. And so from those results, we can kind of see that I would be really great at explaining something to you, horrible at coming up with a plan. So that's that. I'm Jeremy. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, or at least didn't delete it. All right. Talk to you next week.